Hey, so today I'm doing a video all about my Notion. So this is basically just my Notion tour as a student. So yeah, I don't want to have a long intro, let's get right into it. So basically, if you don't know what Notion is, I'm just going to talk about this really quickly. It's basically an all-in-one workspace. So on there, you can make wikis, notes, to-do lists, calendars, everything. So you don't have to have all your different notes split up onto different programs. And so why do I use Notion? Obviously, it's gained massive popularity lately, but I started using it in November, so that was right before it sort of blew up. So I mainly bullet journal, and that is my favorite planning system, but with university going online, I really needed somewhere to put my university notes, and that's where I had Notion suggested to me, and I absolutely love it. It's not a replacement for my bullet journal, rather it's like an add-on for all the things that don't quite fit in. Now just quickly, I actually took a video of my Notion before it was renovated, because when I started seeing all these aesthetic sort of Notion videos, I wanted to renovate my Notion. And I'm not trying to say that you should focus on style over substance, but rather I think that having an aesthetic workspace makes me more productive and more motivated. So this is why in both my Notion and my bullet journal, I like to make things pretty. So starting with my homepage, this is the only thing that was sort of renovated. I decided I wanted to have a pink theme. You'll see in my Notion tour in a second that I have one theme for all of my Notion, but back when I was doing this, I originally planned on having a different theme for each page, which is what most people do in their tours, which I've seen. Then you can see I click into my class notes, and these are still organized the same way. I just have a bit more going on, and yeah, it's just a bit prettier. And then just some example pages. I'm just quickly showing you my recipe page, which is just a big database. Then my travel page, where I can plan out trips and write details like packing lists. And then just my goals page, which is pretty much the same, but again, just prettier and like more organized. Okay, so now on to the actual tour. So yeah, this is my student aesthetic Notion tour, if you will. So if you guys want to grab a cup of tea or something nice, I've got my matcha here. Yeah, let's get into the Notion tour. Okay, so getting right into it, this is my homepage. As you can see at the top, I have the Study Girl GIF, which is from the Chill Cal, like lo-fi aesthetic beats playlist that you might have heard of. And then, so this is the theme that I have going on throughout my entire Notion. Is this sort of beige brown with this deeper pink, red, and I'll show you later, I also have this pink colour weaved into it. So I also have these icons, which you can see here, and you can see at the YouTube and Study Space, Life and Documents page. These are all icons from icons8.com. I will link everything down below that I mentioned, by the way, and also I will link some other helpful Notion videos that I found. So I really like these icons. They're just a bit more like aesthetic and fit my style. So yeah, I've got this heart one for my homepage, and then I've got ones that sort of match the theme for the rest of my pages. So moving down, I just have all my four main pages. So that is YouTube, Study Space, Life and Documents. Then I just have a quote at the bottom here, and that is visualize your higher self and then show up as her. It's all about manifestation and intentional living. So yeah, I really like that quote. Then if I move down a bit, I have some more pictures, and I have made a widget of my Google Calendar. I'm slightly annoyed with this Google Calendar because on actual Google Calendar you can change the color of like the events and stuff like that, but on this widget it's blue. So it doesn't match my theme, which is one of the reasons why it's down the bottom. So if you know how to change this, please let me know down below. But otherwise, you know, it works. Most of my calendar and weekly, monthly, daily planning are in my bullet journal. So this is more just a quick overview of my classes or any major events, so it's not that important. Okay, so I'm gonna go through my pages now. I'll quickly go through documents because this is not that interesting. So you can see at the top I have a quote header. I actually made all these headers in Fire Alpaca, which is a drawing program I've had for years, and that's just because I was trying to look on Pinterest and either the pictures aren't big enough or they're not exactly what I want, so I thought I will make them myself. So documents is basically just anything that I might need like to refer back to in a couple years. So if I'm writing a personal statement, for example, I might want to refer back to the one I wrote in sixth form or in first year uni. Then I also have covering letters, CVs, grades transcripts, anything like that. I won't click into them because they're not that interesting and also a bit personal, but you can see I've just jazzed up this page a bit with some icons. Obviously my header, I've put a quick picture from Pinterest here, and I made these lines myself, again just in Fire Alpaca, because although I like the normal borders, these ones just add a bit of my own theme into it. Okay, so now I'm going to go into Study Space. So I have the same matching header but with a different quote. and then I have a little quote down here just about studying. Then I just have some resource pages, random sort of brain dump pages. So I have a page to link everything for when I'm looking at master's degrees, because although I'm only in second year uni, I do know I want to do a master's. So I've just been, you know, looking vaguely at researching cities, countries, so I can link everything there. Then up here I have my study resources. I only really just started using this, but I tend to have like a really clogged up bookmarks file on my Chrome. So yeah, I wanted to just start putting all my resources, like if I have any articles I particularly liked or any links to really useful websites, I can just put them in here. I won't click on these because they are just a bit of a mess, and they do have the same kind of aesthetic, but they really are just brain dumps. Okay, but I will show you how I take my notes on Notion. So since I've only been using Notion since November, I've only been using it in my second year of university. So you can see here I have second year, so when I get to third year I will make another tab for third year obviously. Then I have second year first semester and second year second semester. So I'm going to go into second year second semester. Then I have a cute library photo, especially when I can't go to the library. It just gives me sort of like academic vibes, which make me feel a bit better, make me want to study more. And then I have all my modules. So I'm going to go into one of my modules and show you how I note take. So here I have all my class notes in a toggle list, and this is just for each week. So I really recommend when you're note taking, and I've talked about this in other planning videos before, to split up your notes by time. So I split mine up by year, semester, and then by week. So it's really easy to go back. And the other thing I love about Notion, which you can see up here, is if I'm looking for something on culture, for example, I can search culture and it comes up with all my notes that mention that word. So if I'm writing an essay and I can't remember exactly what week something's in, I can just quickly go back and search a phrase or a person or something like that and find what's in my notes. Okay, then I have my assignments tab. Again, another toggle list. It's only second week of uni, so I haven't written out my assignment yet or the requirements for it yet. I will do that soon. But I have here a template button, so what I can do is just press new assignment, and when that loads, here we go. So it comes up with a header icon, that's my like assignment icon. Here I can just put if it is an essay. Ignore the typing, it's hard to film and type. Here I can tick off when I have planned it, when I've completed it, and when I've handed it in, and afterwards I can go back and write the grade. So let's say I got a 70. Here I like to put if it is 2,000 words or 3,000 words, however many words it is, just so I can be mindful of my word count. And on Notion they have these little calendars, so say it is due March 16th at 2 p.m, then it goes here. And then I can also get a little notification a couple days before just to remind me. Then here, if I have multiple essay questions, I can put those in until I decide which one I want. Otherwise, I like to just put the essay question I'm answering or the one I have created. Then I have plan, which is where I will plan out my notes. But before I do that, I get all my notes. What I will do is just put the Harvard reference. I'm not going to do a Harvard reference right now, but I will put the, obviously, let's do me. And then I will put all my notes here. And then when I'm doing a plan, I will have introduction, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, and I can just drag and drop things. And it's so much easier to make my notes on here. I used to do it on pages, but I would lose things or I couldn't drag things around so easily, so I really like Notion for this. Down here I just have my module handbook, and if my module does have a handbook, I just like to insert a PDF, which is one thing I really like about Notion, and it doesn't take up so much space on my computer, and I can just scroll through it on here, have a look at things. And so onto my actual class notes. Which week will I pick? This is my gender module. By the way, let's just do the introduction. So what I do, and I also have a template for this, but instead of filling in a template, I'll just show you something I've already done. I like to put the title of the week up here. I used to put the number of the week, but I think it's a lot better to put what I'm actually learning up there. And then here, I will either write the Harvard referencing for a reading or the title of the lecture. So here is my introduction lecture. Then you can see here is my notes on this reading. Here is another lecture. and here was my seminar notes. I'm only briefly going to look at my YouTube tab because that might not be applicable to everyone, but if it is applicable to you and you want me to go more into how I create, film, plan my YouTube videos, I would also love to do a video on how I make thumbnails, so if you're interested in that, please let me know, but I'll just quickly go over this now. So this is my page for YouTube. I've got some goals, then I've got a link to my full goal page, which I will show you later. Then I've got an archive. I don't really use archives like many other people do, but I figured here, if I have specific YouTube goals, I can just drag them in here so I can look back and see what I've completed. Then down here, I just have a template for my descriptions and then any links for sponsorships I might need. In here, I have my video ideas. So I've just got a couple at the top, you guys can see those, they're pretty basic, but I just have a database with certain tags and then I can press when I've done them, and if I've done it, it just disappears. I might have to block this one out, we'll see. I'm probably going to cut this off a bit, but this is just basically where I have videos that I want to do soon, videos that I'm currently planning, ones I've planned and I'm about to film, and then if you scroll down to the bottom I have ones I have done. Then I also just have an upload schedule, so you can see the first 2 weeks here, so it's the video I uploaded last week and the video I am uploading today, which is this one. Now into my life page. This is probably the most busy page, so okay, so let's have a quick scroll through. On the first row I have my wish list, my goals and a progress bar. This widget and also the Google Calendar widget are from Indify, and I really like Indify, it's really cool. Then the next tab, I have a weather widget. I have food, which is just a bunch of recipes all in a database. Then I have cohabitation, which is just meal plans and like any tasks or home stuff with my boyfriend. Watching, so this is a new one. Basically these are just series I'm watching. Then I've got date started, date finished, because it's actually interesting to see when I watch things and how long it took me to watch them. Then I've got tags, so watching, on hold, finish, TV, and then I don't have any movies on here currently, but I do have a movies tag. Then I can rate it out of 10, and if I have any thoughts sort of while I'm watching it, thoughts on the first episode, there's not really any use, but I think it's just interesting to me, so yeah. Then I have my ideas page. That is just another brain dump, and it's less organized, it's more just abstract ideas like it suggests. Then I have travel, which I will press on now. So this is just a big list. I've got countries where I really want to go. I might have already been to some of these, but these are sort of places that I want to plan a trip to when COVID is over, of course. Then I've got places that I'm definitely going to go to. Like one of the first places I'm going to go to after COVID finishes is Amsterdam. The only filled in page on here is Dubai, and on there I just have flight times, packing list, everything like that. And also I've got all these ones that I haven't filled in, but I figured I might do a quick little like 5 favourite photos from the trip and put them in here. Then down here I just have events, so if I'm throwing a party or anything like that, I just sort of put who's coming, who I've invited, who said yes, who said no. And then also down here I just have weekly events. So like I said before, most of my weekly planning is done in my bullet journal, in fact like 90% of it. But with the term starting, I sort of got this irrational fear of missing random events, like that I'll wake up and I'll be halfway through a class or something like that. So I just figured I'd write in any big daily events, so I've got all my classes in here. Now scrolling back up to the top here, I think the last page I'm going to show you is my goals page. So as you can see, I have another quote header. I think these quote headers are really nice because it just keeps me in a positive mindset. And then I've got my goals for 2021. I'm going to leave these open because I actually did a video all about my goals for 2021, so if you've watched that you already know all about that. So I just have these as toggle boxes, so if I did want to close them, or if I just wanted to focus on, say, academic goals for a bit, I could close that. Okay, then I have this section called break it down, and this is really important for me because I do this in my bullet journal, but I used to sort of just, as I was setting it up, plan it out, but here I can plan it out in advance. And the thing I really like about Notion is you can just sort of drag and drop things so they can move around, so I find that's really good for goal planning and note taking. So in this break it down section, I'll just open up my January to April one. So I've done this in thirds of the year because that's how many bullet journals I tend to use. Okay, so this is my January to April goals. So as you can see, I've taken some of these goals, so keep uploading YouTube videos every week and then putting them as smaller goals into my third goals. and I won't show you exactly, but then what I do is I pick 4 or 5 every month which come from here. And so if I've got read 2 books in January, I have read 1 book. And if I have upload 10 YouTube videos in January, I have upload 3 YouTube videos. Okay, so that is how I break down my goals. Then I will not open this up, but I have my manifesting space. And I have these as a toggle list, so I can close it, for example, when I'm doing stuff like this. But in here, I just sort of take from my goals, or sort of even bigger things than my goals. And when I'm doing a vision board, these are sort of like dot points of the things I'm manifesting. And if you've seen my how I vision board video, I like to write on the back of the pictures that I stick down exactly what they mean to me and why they're on the vision board. So this is where I will get the dot points from of what I'm collecting my pictures for. And then just at the end here, I have my bucket list, and these are tagged as travel, academic, self, YouTube. And as you can see here, I have a done section, and I actually have completed 2 of them since I made this bucket list probably middle of last year, and that is reach 10,000 subscribers. Thanks to you guys. Again, thank you so much. I can't even believe I've hit that number. And take a spontaneous holiday. So yeah, I think having this goal setting page really helps, and it makes my goals more attainable. And there we are, back to the home page. So I really hope you enjoyed that aesthetic student Notion tour. This is just how I use Notion. If you have any questions or want any more links to things, if I haven't included them down below, just comment and I will get that to you right away. And if you did like this video, if you got any inspiration, please do like. And I'm trying to create more of a community here on YouTube, so if you want to subscribe, comment, introduce yourself, anything like that, please do, and I would love to see more of you. So yeah, thank you so much for watching.